I am someone who is looking for love. Real love. Ridiculous, inconvenient, consuming. Can't live without each other love.
Everyone is looking for love, yet not everyone can find it. Join me, Tara Richter, certified dating coach and published author on the Dating Jungle Finding Love, a step-by-step guide to removing yourself from toxic situations and maintaining healthy relationships. Proud part of the Live and Love Radio on the Talk One Network. Welcome to another episode of the Dating Jungle Finding Love. I'm your host, Tara Richter, certified dating coach and published author. Tonight's topic is relationship advice from a single guy. What? Advice from a single guy? Yep, that's
me.
Right. This is our special guest we have in the studio tonight, Topher Morrison.
I don't know if I'm a special guest. I might be a special needs guest, but I don't know that I'm a special guest.
You're definitely special. I think you rode the short bus in here tonight.
I think so, yeah.
He's missing the helmet.
Oh, gosh, but we do have the padded walls, so.
I feel really at home in padded walls. I feel really comforted right now.
You know, we might have some straight jackets somewhere, but I think it'll be good. So tonight we're gonna talk about what single guys can help you out in the dating jungle. If you want to join the discussion,
so screwed getting advice from me.
No, I don't think so. I read your chapter in your book. It wasn't too bad. I was actually impressed.
That is the height that every author goes for. My goal is to have somebody say it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I feel good now. I'm really feeling confident going into this one now.
I know. Okay. Well, if you want to ask him any questions, you can call 813-235-0644, or you can tweet #DatingJungle. So, all right. So you were the author of Stop Chasing Perfection and Settle for Excellence. You see that in the camera there. And your chapter that you had. Now, I didn't have the pleasure of reading the entire book. I really wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think I will eventually get to it.
That's what they all say.
You know, well, he hasn't read my book either, so.
This is true.
Exactly. Because I could have just brought you on and quizzed you about my book and put you on the spot.
Here's my theory on that. Here's my theory. I don't want to read books on relationships because then I lose my excuse for being bad at relationships. As it is right now, see, I can go, I'm the hopeless cause. I don't know what I'm doing. Because if you think you're going to be getting relationship advice from me today, I'm 44, single, never been married. I have issues. And they go really deep.
Well, then you need a dating coach.
Deep.
You know,
down.
I can just sit here and psychoanalyze you for the full hour.
I've buried them really far down.
We need to open the layers. We need to heal your wounds. Yeah, like all that kind of stuff.
You two make a cute couple on camera, though.
Do we?
Oh,
Where's the camera?
It's over there.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there you go. Smile pretty for the camera. So let's
Just for the record, if any of you guys are watching this and you see her looking at this screen, it's not. She's playing Angry Birds. I swear to God,
that's exactly
there's Angry
what I'm
Birds
doing.
on this screen,
like,
and that's all she's doing.
I am. I'm just like, whatever. You know, you're just gonna go on and stop with the squeaking chair because everybody can hear that.
I like it.
Okay, so I want to ask you, why in your book did you put a chapter titled Relationship Advice from a Single Guy?
All right. Well, see, here's the thing. Nothing annoys me. Well, actually, there's probably a lot of things that annoy me more. But in the field of like self-help gurus and motivational speakers, which I'm a failed motivational speaker.
You're failed?
Yeah, I'm like the world's worst motivational speaker.
I thought I had a little tidbit of information here that said, as a professional speaker with 20 plus years experience, who often referred to as a secret weapon.
Yes.
So you're failed as a secret weapon?
No. I'm the secret weapon for helping people on camera and on radio and stuff like that. That's fine. But in terms of motivational speakers, I'm just a crappy motivational speaker. So anyway, when I wrote the book, under the illusion that I was a good one, I thought, you know what?
Self-delusion is awesome.
Yeah, everybody has these books on relationships. You know, you look at all these relationships experts, right? Like Barbara DeAngelis, and she's been married, 9 times or something? Well, divorced, I don't know how many times. It's ridiculous. I don't know if she's getting like a stake setter collection or something like that. And she was married to like John Gray, and you've listened to John Gray's advice. It's the opposite of what she says. And I'm thinking, all these quote-unquote relationship advice experts, they're like horrible at relationships, right? So I thought, listen, if these guys can make millions of dollars giving advice on relationships and they suck at relationships, then I figure it's about time somebody write a book on relationship advice, fully transparent, going, I'm a single guy. I have no right to write this. In fact, it even says that. I have no right to write this chapter.
I have no right to write this, but I'm going to. And then you said here, because I realized something most of the top relationship experts in the world say come from divorce homes. Bam. Me too. Done. You know, my family, my mom and dad got divorced when I was 5. I'm divorced. But I think from this, you learn, and then you learn from your mistakes, and that's when you become the expert.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm. I'm the expert.
Yeah.
You know,
works for me. Listen, here's the thing.
I transform myself.
You know, when you're 30 and you've never been married, you're like a total catch. You're like, oh, wow, this is great. Now at like 44, never been married, people look at me and go, what's wrong with
Eternal
you?
Bachelor.
I'm telling you,
Scared.
yeah.
Well, at least, you know, now we know how old you are, because I did have some of the people on my email list call me and ask how old you were.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Because they thought I was younger or older?
No, they were just curious. I had a lady say, wow, he's very attractive. How old is he? And I go, I don't know.
Ladies, I have a face for radio.
You actually have a good voice for radio. You have a really nice sounding voice over the microphone.
Thank you.
You know. So anyway, okay, so you wrote this chapter in your book, and you put your 2 cents out there. Yep. And like I said before, it wasn't too shabby.
Thanks. Yeah, it didn't suck. It didn't totally suck.
It did not suck. No. And you learned from your lessons, like the one that got away, and how you like won't miss opportunities now, and you'll actually go and approach people because you raise your standards.
I lower them. I'm all about lowering my standards.
No.
You want to be happy in life, just lower your standards. Look at people that are happy. They can be happy with anything. It's the depressed people that have such high standards for happiness. They get all pissy and moany all the time.
Exactly.
So lower your standards.
You know, I have a car. Like my roommate has a car that is a piece of junk, but hey, it runs. It gets her from, you know, home to work, and it doesn't break down. No, what do you say here? But I realized that my standards for rejection were too low. If a woman said no or even acted disunderstood, I would feel rejected. So one day I decided to raise my standards for rejection. That's what I was referring to.
There we go. Yeah. So what I did is I raised my standards for what it meant to be rejected, because like when most people, if you talk to them and you say, you know, what has to happen for you to feel rejected? People go, well, if they says no. Well, just because somebody says no, that doesn't necessarily mean they're rejecting you. So I raised my standards for rejection, and that now a woman can only reject me if she slaps me in the face, pokes me in the eye, kicks me in the belly, and throws a drink on me.
So it's like a telemarketer having to have 2 no's before they can hang up.
There we go. Yeah, exactly.
Or a punch in the face.
And to this date, I've not had all 4 of those things happen at once. So I have that going on for me.
So you have been poked in the eye, you have had a drink thrown in your face,
I haven't been poked in the eye, slapped in the face, a drink thrown on me, and kicked in the gut. All at once.
Okay. But have you had a drink thrown at you?
Actually, no, I haven't. Yeah, but that's also because I'm a social misfit and I never go out.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't go out?
Never. I love my
like a
man
hermit?
cave. Yeah. Oh, man, I
cave.
love my man cave.
Oh,
it's
Lord.
awesome. That's why I kind of like this room. Feels like a cave. Padded. I might do this decor in my house.
And you can just go crazy and bounce off the walls. Although you got to watch out for some of the nails there. You don't want to hit your head on that. You know, if you go a little out there. So do you have, when you talk to people, or I'm sorry, not people, women, because I'm assuming that's your preference, is...
Wait a minute. Did you just say that women aren't people, though? For the record, want to be clear. Okay. I did not say that.
No. I said people, and then I was like, I must refer to when you approach a woman to talk to.
Oh, when I'm laying my game down?
Yeah, when you're laying your game down. Okay, so what's like your game tips for single guys?
Oh, you know what, though? I'm lazy now. At 40 years old, we get lazy. We're like, you know... You want to come over and watch a movie? No? Okay. I'll move on to somebody else. It's pretty sad.
You don't want to invite her to your man cave like on the first date. That's kind of scary, because then they might think that you might be a caveman and like.
All right. So this is you're gonna love this. All right. So now this isn't because I'm maybe I'll leave it up to the listeners to judge. I don't own a car. I sold my car over. Yeah.
How'd you pick up your mom and dad from the airport?
I rented one. Yeah. See, that's who you should have in here, by the way. You should have my mom and dad in here. They could give good. My mom and dad have been married as of August of this year for 50 years.
That is awesome.
They
I have to give them a round of applause because you know what? That just doesn't happen these days anymore.
No.
People don't stay married for, yeah, that was like, it was a far less longer than my marriage. So, I had.
This one, I like that.
I think that was kind of funny because it's about the truth. But you know what? Like I said, I learned from it. It was a hard experience, but I did learn from it. And that's when I started writing my first book about, why I'm not going to make those mistakes again. Mm-hmm. Why I made rules for myself. Because my was really unhealthy.
Did you make the mistakes again, by the way?
No, I have not because I have my rules. I have so many rules now. I'm like the woman of rules.
That's impressive. See, I always tell myself that I'm going to learn from my lessons, and then I don't. That's my strategy.
Is that the second chapter?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I'm what they call a slow learner.
Yeah, I did not learn. Although the one thing, that you said in here that I liked, when you're comparing a relationship of like two good friends that have been married for a long time, and no, I can't remember where it is. But you said something about that they accept each other.
Yeah. Okay. So if you really want me, if you're forcing me to talk about advice from the book, that's okay. So
you don't have to.
No, this is my advice. This is my thinking. My thinking is this: you're going to experience conflict in any relationship to the exact degree that you want that person to be somebody that they're not, and then conversely, you'll experience pleasure in a relationship to the exact degree that you accept that person for who they are. And that's what I really write in the chapter in the Subtle Reflections book. I basically talk about my two friends, Stephen and Natalie, who are polar opposites. And like Stephen's like this really quiet, subdued kind of guy. He's a ginger, so when he gets embarrassed, he just turns beet red. and his wife is like if you take my obnoxiousness and you take your obnoxiousness and we put them together,
I'm not
and
obnoxious,
then you inject steroids into it. That's how obnoxious she is. It's really crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he gets embarrassed by her all the time, but he just sits there. It's kind of cute. But he just sits there and she embarrasses the hell out of him. And he really looks at her with these endearing eyes and he doesn't try changing her. Aww. He doesn't try getting her quiet and shh or anything like that. And he just accepts her and they're really genuinely happy. I think.
That's awesome because that's like the true love is, I actually just put a quote on Facebook about it. What was it? True love is when the other person accepts you for who you are and doesn't suppress your personality but actually makes it, acceptable. Yeah. Because that's the whole thing about true love is you have to accept people for who they are. And I have to read this other quote because I highlighted this in your book because I think this is funny.
I haven't read this book. I wrote
You haven't read your own book?
Well, I wrote it. I did genuinely read it and write it, but like I haven't read that thing since I wrote it in 2006. So
because you're so sick of reading it, you're just done. Put it over here.
Yeah.
You're over. Yeah. Well, okay, like for the one that you're talking about that got away, which is a girl you were like infatuated with, and she got away, then
Jessie.
she came back, Jessie, and then you guys had this wonderful relationship, and then things kind of started crumbling apart. And you say, and I just love this. It said the things we didn't agree on seemed so insignificant. I knew that we could overlook them, and eventually she would come to agree with me as well. And we would each conform to each other's expectations, especially on the part of her conforming to mine.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that
is so true.
Yeah, I really thought I could train her, but I couldn't.
Train her?
Yeah. I thought I'd break her down and condition her. And
should have used treats.
Oh, yeah. Never thought about the treats.
I didn't want to compare her to a dog, but since
I like this guy.
Since he did it, he threw it out there, so
You're pretty brave for being off camera, bro.
Exactly. See, he's in the back.
Hey,
he's
I could put myself on camera if I wanted.
If he wanted.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see me.
You said it.
I don't even want to look in the mirror when I wake up.
Aww.
But my fiance has to, so.
Hey, he's doing something right. He's got a fiance.
Exactly. We're both single here. I'm divorced and you're the eternal bachelor. So maybe we shouldn't be giving advice to anyone. No, I take that back. I am certified. I have books out there. But, I think this quote is really powerful because everyone tries to do that. Yeah. They try to take someone and I like a couple of these things, I like a couple of those things, but then I'm going to mold them into what I want them to be, which is the absolute wrong thing to do. When you meet someone, you should look at them right today, here, now. Would I marry you exactly how you are right now, bouncing off the walls with the padded, everything? If you do, great. If you don't, if you have any slight doubt in your mind at all, don't do it. Do not do it.
But see, here's the problem with that. When you meet somebody for the first time, it's never the person you marry. Because everybody's supposed to put their good. See, this is my theory. I try to put my worst foot forward first because then there's no delusion
That's
later.
a good strategy.
Yeah.
Because, then you have nowhere to go than up.
Yeah, there we go. See, that's my.
Be like,
that's my
wow,
thinking.
he's not such a weirdo after all.
Yeah.
See, I'm pretty open and honest. My life's an open book. I write everything. I blog everything. Everything that I do, I put it out there. Put it on radio. I put it on blogs. I put my book. I don't lie. If you
Guys,
don't like
do you hear
me,
that? Hey, if you want your crap strewn all over the internet, date Tara, because she's going to talk about it to everyone.
Pretty
Good
much.
to know. Good to
and
know.
my psychic and my girlfriends. And I just put it out there. I'm completely open and honest. You can ask me a question. I will not lie. It's just you either like it or you don't. And if you don't, then bye-bye. Have a nice life. Move on, I just think it's easier that way. All right. So since I didn't read the other chapters of your book.
She got the first two. That was it.
Yeah, and then I kind of thumbed through. And then, I did read another chapter, but you didn't want to talk about that. So I respect you,
Right.
and I won't. So,
That's going to people go, I want to read that.
I know,
chapter
like,
now."
what? Yeah, if people want to buy your book, where do they get it?
Amazon.com.
On your
Go to my
website?
website, yeah.
And it is a self-help book. It is under that category.
It is, but it's the self-help book for people who are sick of self-help books.
Ah.
Because I genuinely, actually even more, after I wrote the book, my hatred for self-help even grew even more.
After you wrote it?
Yeah. But it's definitely a backward approach to self-help. Like, I'm really big on comfort zones. I think they kick ass. I think they're great. So I think
I
you should
noticed that
get
the
into
7
them.
benefits of staying in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Now, why is that for business purposes, or is it for like your life in general?
Well, the reality. See, okay. So let me share you a little bit about why I can't stand self-help, because I think most self-help gurus that are out there try to make themselves sound like they're so freaking original and they have these brilliant concepts that nobody's ever thought of.
Yeah,
and then
we're
some
all
people,
brilliant.
Yeah, and then some people are like, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm an empowerment coach. I'm just like, it's all bull crap, right? Yeah, and so here's the thing. My belief is this. First off, there's nothing original out there. Nobody has ever written a self-help book that has any original content in it since the original masters who wrote the Bible, the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, the Torah, the I Ching. Those are the original motivational
kind of your
books.
interpretation,
Yeah.
your
and
take on
everything else
things.
is just a rehash of all that stuff. So there's
I
nothing
agree
original.
I agree to a point. It's like, everything, when you do start reading all this stuff, it is, somewhat similar, but then it's your spin on it or how you interpret. And, sometimes it's a way to explain it to people that can understand, because maybe the way that you explain it, people won't get it, but maybe they'll get it from me.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, I've often said that it's the author's book to write the concepts in a way where they can answer any question based upon their philosophy. And it's the reader's job to keep reading the books until they find an author which resonates with them, because it's all the same stuff.
Exactly. And, the funny thing is with my story, and I don't want to get into all the drama of it,
Oh,
but
let's get into the drama.
I might...
Who screwed the relationship up?
Well, okay, if you would have asked me like 2 years ago,
Let's get
I
him
would've-
on the phone.
I-
Could
gosh,
you call her
no.
ex-husband? Let's get him on the phone.
No.
Let's call him.
I
Just
actually...
need the number.
Yeah.
I don't have his number. I don't even know where he lives.
What's his
It's,
name? We'll get him on.
no.
We'll Google him right
Google
now.
him.
I've
Yeah.
already had people Google. I've
Get him on
noticed
Facebook.
people have been Googling who is Tara Richter's ex-husband. Actually, I found that comes to my blog.
Google
But
that.
no, we don't want to talk to him.
Let's get him. Let's get
no,
him
no,
on
no,
now.
no, no.
Then
no.
we get all the dirt.
Yeah.
Okay,
See, I was smart enough to change the name of the girl that got away to Jessie. That's not her name.
Yeah, well, in my book, you think my ex-husband is the real... No, of course not. No, and then I have a disclaimer in the front. All characters that seem or sound like someone really are not. They're all fictional. This is just a big fiction. It never happened. But no, it was both of us. I mean, when you're putting certain vibes out into the world, the energy, you accept that. Like you attract each other, because we had lessons to learn and issues to work out, and we were both screwed up. I totally admit that. And the thing is going through it, and it was like the worst heartbreak of my entire life. I then came out of it a better person. I healed myself. I made myself grow spiritually, mentally, like physically. He decided not to. He instead ran. And he was like, I'm totally perfect. And I'm like, no, you're not. So I understand it was a lesson to be learned, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, honestly, I would do it all over again, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't have my books. I wouldn't have my business. I wouldn't have my coaching.
If somebody really offered you the world, would you still say no? I'm going to go marry this guy that I'm going to eventually. I'll bet, because I
It's
look
your
at
karma.
it and I'm like,
You have
yeah, I'd do it for
lessons
the
that you
world.
have to
I'd trade it.
go.
I'd totally trade it. Yeah.
If you knew that, but what if you
Oh,
didn't know
shit.
the outcome? What if you didn't
But
know?
that's not part of the game. The game is like, hey, if I had to do it again, would I trade it for? Yeah, I'd trade it. Hell, I'd probably trade it for like, I don't know, a couple $100. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you like $100, and then like you wouldn't. You just go back. And,
Depends what it is. Some of the things, that's the other bullshit thing about like gurus and motivational speakers. They sit there and I have no regrets in life. Bullcrap. I think we all have regrets.
I have regrets. I mean, I wish I didn't do some things that I've done.
Let's talk about those.
No.
I'm getting some good stuff out of her.
Okay, wait
Yeah.
a second. The tables are turning. What happened?
Yeah.
I need to
So
take control.
What are your
All right,
regrets?
So, no, let's not go there right now.
Call in if you would like to have and hear what some of Tara's regrets are.
Calm down, Sigmund.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I did on the show last night. I kind of like tore the two guys I knew because they pushed my buttons the wrong way, and I did not have my emotions under control. So I do regret that. That's my last regret.
They asked for it.
They did.
Screw them.
They deserved it.
Screw them.
Okay, so I did want to talk about how it is different dating as an entrepreneurial.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't really think many people talk about the subject, and me being one and you being one yourself is kind of an interesting subject that I don't think a lot of people understand. And I've had a lot of issues in my relationships because of being an entrepreneurial, and because I always dated the 9-to-5ers, worker bees, and they just didn't get me. They didn't get.
Do you like
the
dating
mindset.
entrepreneurs more?
I would rather have someone that's more open-minded, that understands where I'm coming from, because I don't get up at 8 in the morning and I don't sit in traffic for an hour, and I don't clock in. I don't, they don't, like, my ex-husband never respected that because I worked from home, but I had 3 jobs.
Right.
And I didn't start working till 11, but I may work till midnight, and I would do things. I would, go to the gym in the afternoon, or like now I just love it since, we live in Florida. If I want to take a lunch break, I'll go to the pool. I don't hang out there for 2 hours. Why? Because I can.
Yeah.
And people look at me like I'm lazy, or all you do is sit at the pool and drink margaritas all day long. Yeah, that's my life. That's what I do.
And then look at me at 2 a.m. still working.
Exactly.
Right.
On a Saturday.
See, I never know if it's better to date an entrepreneur as an entrepreneur, because I think there'd be less guilt trips involved, but you'd probably rarely see them. Versus dating a normal person where at least there's one half of the relationship have some level of stability over there, and then hopefully they're just tolerant. I can tell you this: the women that I've dated that are like impatient and tolerant of that, like, oh man, women, if you want to annoy an entrepreneur, text them all day long,
right?
And ask them how they're doing.
And like instant message.
And then if they don't reply back, then get all pissy and go, whatever, guess you're busy.
It's like, well, wait a second. You're just at home. Why can't you pick up the phone? Because I'm working, because I'm in the middle of 5,000 things right now. I may be in my pajamas, but I'm busting my butt in my pajamas, And that's the thing that my ex, he was like, he thought he was better than me just because he went to a job 9 to 5, where I had 3 jobs. I was working constantly. But since I was at home, I should be cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, buying groceries, doing everything. But yet I'm also working 3 jobs, but I'm at home.
See, so what was the problem in that relationship? He seems like a fairly reasonable guy to me.
Totally reasonable. And then on Saturday, he'd play like, was those freaking Mortal Kombat or, I don't know, Call of Duty all day long. And I'm just sitting there looking at him like, really?
It's the modern day man fire.
I hate that. Guys, don't play video games. That is just
By the way,
most
agreed. I'm not good at
immature thing in the entire world. Can't stand it. I just dumped a guy because all he would do on a Friday night was play video games and get high. And I'm like, really? So this is what I have to look forward to.
So you're okay with the getting high part, but you weren't okay with the video game part? Those video games have got to go. That is the gateway to Loserville.
No, I don't do drugs. I don't. If somebody does every now and then, I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I'm just like, whatever. But it was just like, okay, well, can we go out to dinner? Can we oh yeah, let's get dressed up and go to, his idea of like a fancy night out was Outback.
What's wrong with Outback?
I like Outback, but that's not fancy.
That's not fancy?
That's like a Wednesday night.
Damn it. See, now I'm starting to learn stuff here. Okay, so let me get this straight. Outback, not fancy restaurant.
Outback is like a Wednesday.
But they have a hostess.
They do. And you can get the bloomin' onion, and whatever, but that might kind of get a little greasy if you're wearing like a nice
They
outfit.
serve bread.
Yeah.
It's good bread too. It's that dark brown bread that comes in a little loaf with a little.
I'm just saying, like every now and then when you want to go somewhere special for like an anniversary, a birthday, maybe burns, even sideburns.
You want to hear
a
funny? Want to hear a funny burn story?
Yeah.
So my parents are in town. They're coming in for a holiday once a year. We'd like to get them down here. And I thought it'd be fun if they came down and saw my big event on Friday. So, it'd be, real smart thinking there. Hey, let's bring your parents home right before a big event so I can completely ignore them right before they get in town. But nonetheless, so.
And take them to a radio show and they're like,
exactly.
What?
They're sitting there going, when can we go eat? So every year they come in, I take them to Burns. Now, I am also, by the way, the world's biggest cheapskate, so I don't really go out a lot.
Okay,
And
you shouldn't say that on the air to the ladies.
it's
so,
true.
So what, you're going to take them to like
This is-
Taco Bell?
No, this is me lowering my standards, see? Remember my system?
So then if you go to Outback, then it's like, wow, he's like throwing down.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I got your psychology.
And know the name of the hostess. Yeah, I'm kind of a baller here at Outback. So I took him to Burns.
I'm paying attention, by the way.
Yeah, see, more Angry Birds.
I'm checking Twitter to see if anybody's tweeting.
No worries. That's cool. That's
You
all
know.
good. So I'm at Burns, taking my parents out. So when they come down, we take them to a nice restaurant. And I had the phone number of the waiter because he worked out at the gym that I work out. So anytime I want in Burns, I just call him. He always gets me in.
Nice.
So every year, take my parents to Burns. This is at 3-4 years into this. My dad goes to grab the check. I go, Dad, I got the check. He goes, oh, let me look at it. I go, don't look at it. He grabs it. And my mom was a waitress when I was a kid. So I always have like a real, I always want to get
tip
real.
good.
Yeah.
You got it. You got to tip good.
And, minimum 20%, which at Burns is going to be like $100 tip, right? So
You got to bring like
minimum.
$500 to go to
You
dinner.
do. Seriously, it's ridiculous. So anyway, my dad looks at the bill and he's going through it. And then he goes like this. He goes, huh, they don't pay their waiters here.
Oh, because it's included?
And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, it turns here they include a 20% tip automatically. I never looked. So this is why I kept getting great service from James
Oh my God,
the
you're
waiter.
double tipping?
Yeah, because I never looked. So I was tipping 20% on top of the 20% on the bill.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And here's what sucks even more.
You're such a cheapskate.
Yeah, but now like I can't stop because I've set that precedent. So now,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't go to Burns anymore.
Like, here comes Topher.
Taking him to Outback tonight.
They might. I like Outback. Like I said, I don't mind it. It's just not like when we had the discussion of like
Agreed.
every now and then I like to go somewhere nice and get dressed up, and that was his response. I'm like, okay, it's over. Click, done. I'm sorry. That and the video games and the marijuana. It just.
Oh, I thought we okay.
Yeah, I'm adding that in there. So, okay, so you say basically, so do you normally date women that are entrepreneurs or 9-to-5ers?
I don't know.
Or do you
I
date
tried them
anymore?
both.
Or you just like sit in your man cave?
Do you like my man cave? Yeah. I can't wait until we have like avatars. Because then I'll be like the most sociable guy around.
Oh my God.
That'll be awesome. I can't wait to just plug into my pod.
And then
I
like
can just
float
go
on
outside.
in your blue
Yeah,
body.
That'll
And
be awesome. I'm waiting for that technology, man.
Well,
I'm all over that.
that's so funny. I remember
I'm
my
going to be
dad.
the world's best dancer.
Well, but you're still in the body. It's still like you moving.
I'm pretty
So-
sure when they finally get good at it, you'll just be able to think it.
You can just like or you can just program. Put like a thumb drive in and be like
Yeah,
salsa.
like Matrix. Boom.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. They just had a commercial for a hospital, and it was themed The Matrix. Have you seen that?
No.
It was actually really creative, but kind of creepy. Because I don't want to think about The Matrix when I go to a hospital.
No.
They're plugging me in.
Generally don't like to go to hospitals, but, whatever your thing is. It's okay, Tam.
I'm just saying. Okay, now I completely lost my train of thought. Okay,
You are hard to please, man.
I know. I'm
Don't
just
go
like
to Outback
I'm-
Steakhouse. Don't want the Matrix-themed hospitals.
It was just weird. I saw it last night at like 11:30 when I finally got home from my other radio show. And I turned on the TV and I was like, what? I was like so confused. I'm like, what is going on? And at the end, it was like Morton Plant. And I'm like, huh? This is a commercial for a hospital?
That's weird.
And it was strange. But anyway. Oh, yeah. So do you normally date 9-to-5ers or?
You know what? I've tried them both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried, and I'm equally bad at both. Actually, yeah, I pretty much suck ass dating normal people and entrepreneurs. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It sounds like you need a dating coach.
You squeaked your chair.
I did. I hate that. I know, like from the last show, I kept moving and all you heard was like the whole show. So I'm like
But
trying to stay.
At least they're squeaks. right? At least they're not like leather, and then they make the fart noise when you scoot on
that
them.
would be awful.
Yeah.
I think we need some WD-40. I'm gonna bring that next show. I'm just like squirt it in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, the other thing that makes it difficult is traveling because you're traveling like all over the world.
Yeah.
But you live here locally, right?
I always say I pay my mortgage in Tampa.
Okay,
But
so you
I
have
live
homestead.
wherever my head falls on the pillow. So yeah,
Yeah.
I do most of my businesses in the UK, and then some Australia and some in Singapore. And now, for the first time in 13 years, I'm actually doing work in Tampa. It's really bizarre.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, like I've always
On
liked.
vacation.
I've always liked being that guy in Tampa that nobody knew what he did, and now I got business cards printed 3 weeks ago, and it was just really weird. I haven't had those
Wow.
for 6 years. It was really bizarre.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's cool though.
yeah.
And that's what and you're working more now on this key person of event that's going to be on Tampa on Friday.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I'm doing an event with my business partner Kevin Harrington from the TV show Shark Tank.
Never seen it.
You never seen Shark Tank?
Oh, I'm kidding. Are you
Oh.
serious? I've watched it since the very first
I
episode.
love that show. Yeah.
Yeah, me and my dad, I don't mean to interrupt you. Me and my dad and actually my friends, we would sit and watch it. My dad's a business guy. He owns like a bunch of real estate. And he would sit there. It's funny. You know how they do the numbers?
Yep.
Like, okay, so you're saying you want this much money. So that means that your company is valued at yada, yada, yada. My dad would do that in his head before the Sharks would do it. And he'd be like, that's ridiculous. And then the Sharks would say it. And it was so funny. So we made like a little game out of it. But anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he'll be there on Friday as well. He's going to be speaking. At the event, actually, I didn't create. What I really love about this is I can brag about it because I didn't invent any of it. Because if I did, I'd sound really arrogant. Be going, "Oh, this is just brilliant stuff."
Like I'm so smart. Just like all those authors and
yeah.
all those
No,
relationship
but I didn't.
experts.
Honestly, I didn't have any creative. In fact, I always tell people because I've got two business partners: Kevin Harrington from the TV show Shark Tank, and then the other guy, Anthony Amos. Have you met him yet?
I've not met him, but I've
You're
read a
gonna
lot
love
about him.
Oh, the guy's insane. He's this Aussie who I'm fairly certain when the crocodile hunter guy died, his soul went into Anthony Amos
So he
because
sounds exactly the same.
he's as insane as the crocodile hunter. He literally is. When he introduces himself, all the time it's like, "Hi, my name's Anthony Amos. I'm from Australia." You know, and it's always he's over the top.
Does
I
he
love
want
the
to go
guy.
to Outback for dinner? Maybe.
He might actually. I could probably get him to go there.
That would be
Yeah.
hilarious. They'd all be like, "What? Oh my god!" So
They should give Aussies like a 10% discount at
they
Outback.
should, because there's not that many Australian people. I haven't met many in Florida. There's a lot of people from other countries, but I haven't met many.
It's because it's so
Australians.
damn far away. It's literally on the other side of the planet. It's 12 exact opposite hours there. So
Wow.
anyway, those are my two partners, and they're brilliant, brilliant business people. So people ask me what I do, and I always tell them, I say, well, I'm the bobblehead in the business, because I literally sit between them, and all I do is I just go like this. I just nod my head back and forth. That's all I do. Like, I'm the guy who found the deal. That's about it. But yeah, we're doing an event this Friday, and we've got about 300 small business owners, entrepreneurs, single entrepreneurs. Great, go there. There's gonna be
Yeah, I'm single. I'm gonna be
telling
there.
You, it is going to be like shooting male ducks in a barrel for you. There's going to be all these hot, wealthy male entrepreneurs there. It's going to be
Wow,
good.
that sounds
Yeah.
like a really good place for.
Networking from 5:30 to 6:30.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
There you
talking about. And then is there gonna be like happy hour?
We actually, yeah, there is.
Really?
Yeah. We're actually
cool.
having an after party after the event.
Where's that gonna be?
I have no idea because I'll be just going back to my man cave. No, they've
not gonna
actually,
go
no,
to
I'm gonna go.
networking?
I'm gonna go. I've actually committed to going to the after party.
You better, because I think I might have someone I can set you up with.
Oh Lord, you really you must not like her.
I haven't met her in person yet.
Yeah.
But she called me and started asking all these questions about you. Like, for some reason, I know you really well. I mean, now I do. But, and I mean, we've been, corresponding
You
over
know me
email.
well enough to sit there and go, "Trust me, girlfriend. You do not want to be able to this guy."
Well, it was funny she was asking all these questions.
He's
and
gonna
I was like,
invite you over to his
I
house to
have
watch
no
a movie
idea.
and order takeaway at Outback, and because he doesn't have a car, he's gonna ask you to go get the food and
that
bring it
is
back
a
to the
hot,
house.
a hot, sexy trait right there.
Yeah.
When you ask a girl out and you're like, it's either, well, can you pick me up or I have a moped.
It's crazy.
Either-
Well, I didn't tell you about why I sold my car though.
Oh, why'd you sell it?
We kind of got distracted.
Oh,
Imagine
okay, I'm
that.
sorry.
Well, I sold my car because I hated it. It was a big gas guzzling. It was like the Infinity QX56 thing, like the
Oh.
tank.
Yeah.
And I, because I'd been feeling really guilty, I've been guzzling so much gas for the past 2 years having a stupid car. I thought I'm going to go for a month without a car, do my part for the environment.
Oh, you're so
and I'll
thoughtful.
just walk everywhere. But because my
You're gonna
office
walk
is
everywhere in Tampa?
Yeah, my office is a 6-minute walk from my house.
Okay.
My grocery store is like a 12-minute walk. My gym
right.
is like a 20-minute walk.
You're like in Hyde Park Village.
I am.
Okay, see,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Bam, I just like read your mind.
Yeah.
I know exactly. I was like, okay. So now these ladies are gonna come and stalk you, and they're gonna. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yes, I'm in Hyde Park. 507. Anyway, so I sold the car, and I thought, I'm going to see if an American can live 1 month without a car. And honest to God, best thing I've ever done.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, reduced my stress level. I just felt great. And I started getting healthier and walking around, and then I eventually got a
So
bike.
I just have a question. When you leave Hyde Park Village,
I never leave Hyde Park Village. People in
Well,
Hyde
you
Park don't
did-
leave Hyde Park.
you did. You were at the Center Club.
Yeah.
You made it out there. You did go to the Oxford Exchange. You can't like really walk. To those
Oxford Exchange
places.
is Hyde Park.
No, it's not. It's
Close
like
enough.
downtown Tampa.
Close enough.
That's
Yeah.
not.
I rented a car. When I need a car, I rent one. That's all I do.
You don't take a taxi. You rent one.
Yeah, pretty much
Really?
just rent cars.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, now
There's
I
an Enterprise rent a car, 7.5 minutes from my house. I know how many. Everything is walking distance from my house. That's sad.
On the GPS instead of car, you put walking.
Yeah, I'm the one guy that hits the little walking sign.
You want to
on
know
that.
what's funny? Okay, this is a funny side story. My friend put in the GPS to go from here to like France or whatever, walking, and it literally said to walk all these steps, get in the ocean, and swim.
It did not.
It did too.
It did not.
Kid you not. Yes, it did. Should we pull it up?
Do it. There's no way it said that.
Well, this is new. This was like a few years ago.
Oh, maybe
so
Google.
This is a
yeah,
new.
Google Maps maybe would do something like that.
This
'Cause they're
is a
kinda
new
quirky
phone.
with their sense of humor.
It was. I thought it was hilarious. Actually, I don't know. This, like I said, this is a new phone, so I'm still getting used to it.
You should if you ever want to have a laugh,
Oh,
you
I feel
should
like walking.
use Google Maps or iPhone Maps when you're in New Zealand.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, because there's basically like have you ever read a New Zealand address?
I have not.
It's ridiculous.
I haven't
It's
been
like
there.
John Thompson,
Oh, directions. not
third
available.
tree on the right, Mound Hill, zip code 3. That's it. It's like, so their Google Maps is like, walk 25 feet, you'll find a little troll. He'll ask you a riddle, solve the riddle, he'll let you on the gate. Go through the gate, skip 3 feet, and then you're going to be presented with 4 rings. It's so insane.
And that's on their Jeep. That's on the GPS.
Yeah, it's on the Google Maps. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's funny because I was in Nicaragua. And the addresses are exactly the same. You can't mail anything there because there's no houses. And when we were hanging out there, I actually started doing the same thing of like remembering how to get back to the house where we were at. It was like go down the street, take a left by the statue of a man with a machine gun.
Yeah.
Then there's like an Emos or an Amos gas station, take a right. Then there's a house that sells tires out front, take a left. Then, across from the park.
Sounds like a Lonely Planet guidebook. That's how they do that.
There's
It's crazy.
no addresses. And it was just like, we just rented a car and just started driving. And it was like, at first I was like, this is crazy. And then I was like, wow, I actually know my way around. This is insane. I'm like, but it was fun. It was, Nicaragua was actually a really nice, country. It's one of the safest ones because they just don't have any crime.
Another great aspiration for a country to be known as one of the safest ones.
Seriously, well, I mean, look at all the violence we have here. I mean, we have so much violence.
ridiculous.
It is, and it's all these. Well, I think it's a lot of the video games and people smoking pot and blowing up people. And like my ex would play games like he would kill zombies every Saturday. He wanted to kill zombies for 8 hours.
Well, okay,
Why?
I'm going to jump in here though. That skill may pay off someday.
The zombie apocalypse.
When the zombie apocalypse comes out, you might be looking for you might be Googling your ex-husband going, where did he go? 'Cause I need to find it. I'm going to get attacked by a zombie.
What is the whole obsession with zombies? Like,
I don't know, but you know what?
It is just huge.
Okay, first off, here's a really cool website for your male listeners to go, and here's a great website for your female listeners who get a boyfriend and want to buy them a present. This
Okay.
is the cool. Have you ever seen DudeIWantThat.com?
No.
Oh my God!
Let's look it up.
Let's face it. I mean, the internet was built for porn, but but this
I thought it was
site,
built for the military.
but this site is better than porn. I swear to God.
Dude,
I
want this?
DudeIWantThat.com.
I want that.
Oh my
.com.
God! You want a
Okay,
fully
here, we're
functional.
pulling it up.
The sound guy's actually checking it out now. He's not. Dude,
He's
I'm
like,
telling
awesome.
you,
I'm going to send this to my wife.
You
or
want
fiance.
you want a Tron light cycle? $50,000. They got it. Yeah.
What is that?
Dancing
What-
baby.
no-
Oh, those are baby masks. Yeah, baby head.
$350.
Yeah, and you can stick it on you and you look like a grown baby.
Oh.
You want lightsabers? They got lightsabers. You want a Millennium Falcon remote control? Oh, yeah, they got a remote control Millennium Falcon.
What?
Yeah,
oh,
I'm telling
wow.
you. It's the coolest website.
So, ladies, if you're married, if your boyfriend, husband
Trust me.
has a
You can buy anything
birthday
on
coming
this
up?
site. Any birthday, anything. You can buy anything on this website, and your man will love you for it because, trust me,
Posable string,
he
silver,
wants
Lego,
everything on this website.
Menlin.
He just
On that
didn't know
sporting
it
goods
existed.
picture, instead of the backpack, can I get what's pulling the backpack?
We
She's
won't
probably
announce
available.
that. Oh
Tron
my
Light Cycle.
Tron Light Cycle?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
50 grand. It's yours. It's fully functional and working, and it glows.
So
yeah.
are you gonna ask that for Christmas from your mom?
I've posted several things on my Facebook page.
That
going,
is
this is what I
cool.
want. I'm telling you, it's
That is really cool. I'm really big into Halloween. Me and my friends and stuff, and we go all out in our costumes.
Mm-hmm.
And one year we were gonna have a Tron party, and we were gonna do like the whole latex suit and somehow get the lights running up and down. I thought that would have been really fun.
You want a sexy Tron outfit? They got them
have
for your
that?
girl in here. Yeah, ladies,
Seriously?
you can buy a sexy Tron. There it is.
Oh
right
my
there.
God, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, they got a couple different versions. Not that I've
No.
actually spent a lot of time on this.
Wow,
website or
that's a
anything.
little see-through. I'm not. Yeah, you couldn't rock that in public unless
Depends,
you're
yeah.
in like
Yeah,
Caliente.
you probably could. What's
Yeah.
Caliente?
Caliente,
It's
the
a
nudist
nightclub.
resorts. No,
Oh, nudist resort.
Nudist resort.
You can get
Yeah.
away with that. But they've got other ones there as well. There's another
Cut
sexy
of
lifestyle.
meat dress.
You
Oh
want
my
you want a Batman Darth Vader combo costume? They got it. It's everything a
Wow.
man would ever want. It's amazing.
That is talk about the micro niche, right? You
Yeah.
know, I was reading the Key Person of Influence book. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Batman car seat.
For your little kid.
Wow.
It's awesome.
You know, and about like the whole micro niche.
Oh,
aspect.
zombie apocalypse bed sheets, by the way. They're a
What
big
is
seller.
it covered in blood?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they
my
actually have a
God.
Batmobile. 200 grand.
What?
Yeah, or 1.2 mil. I can't remember how much it was.
Holy, I can't. Wow.
Yeah.
This is that's some it's good advice because it's hard
We
when you
just
go.
lost.
$620,000.
Yeah, worth
From
every damn penny.
eBay.
We just lost all of our internet listeners. They've all tuned off now. They're all on
They're like,
dudeIwantThat.com.
exactly.
Like, screw the radio program with a geek that is a self-professed loser in relationships.
Oh my God, that's funny too. That superhero keyboard
Superhero
skins.
keyboard. Oh, it's amazing.
That is, it's good advice, because it is hard when it comes to like someone's, birthday and you have no idea what to get them.
I'm telling you, every man wants everything on this website. They just
That
didn't know it
is-
existed. You'll be on that site,
Wow.
dude, for hours. You'll be up all night. And it'll be one of those things where it's a cool website, too, because when your fiance walks up and says, "What are you looking at?" You don't have to click off real quick on this website. You can actually
You don't have
not
to
be
mute
ashamed.
it.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
cool.
can be like, no, they actually, wow, look at that.
What's this?
That's
Reflective
the-
bodysuit.
The Tron, yeah. What was her name? Siren, Jim, whatever. Wow, that's crazy. I'm completely.
You,
what is that?
you don't even want to interview me anymore.
I'm
I've
just
totally
like-
lost it. I might as
I
well just
know.
leave now.
I'm just like so enthralled with this.
It's one of the
like-
coolest websites I've ever
It
seen.
is,
Yeah.
So if any listeners want to buy something, good advice for girlfriends.
I happen to own
Girlfriends.
the remote control Millennium Falcon. And you know what I want to do? I want to take it. And go to Brookstone. You know how they fly those little quad things around with their iPhones? I want to sort of I'm going to take my iPhone, my Millennium Falcon remote control, and I'm going to fly and just bash the crap out of those things when they're flying. I go, yeah, Millennium Falcon, bitch, yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay, well, so now we know if any woman wants to get to the bottom of your heart.
He has to come back on the show more often.
He's a lot of fun, right? I don't know how much dating stuff we can pull out of you. That I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like going for scraps right now. Like I'm really.
That's all I got. Or
Hey, it's
scraps.
okay. Go out to drink. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's but yeah. So okay. So we were talking about the key person. Key person influence event.
Oh, yeah, the crap
okay.
I'm supposed to
And
be
then-
hawking and promoting.
Yes, we're
Yeah, I
supposed to
forgot
be
about that.
promoting that. Yeah. So that's Friday, May 10th. Well, like to tie it into that micro niche, if somebody has a micro niche idea, and then it would be good for them to come to this event. and figure out how to do the whole micro niche, because I thought it was really interesting when I was reading the book how the concepts of businesses have changed, and it's completely different now than it was before.
This event on May 10th is really designed for a very specific niche of people as well. I always say niche because I travel so much. I got to say niche more.
Niche.
Yeah, niche. It just sounds weird now because I'm so used to saying niche. Anyway.
Kind of sounds like quiche.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a very specific niche. The people who come to this event are entrepreneurs, small business owners in the service industries. So they provide a service or something like that, like you do. Typically doing 6 figures, upwards of the low 7-figure range. It's really a group of successful individuals. So that's the first group. And then I think now, after this show, it will be horny females looking for rich male entrepreneurs.
That too, yeah.
That's pretty much who's going to be at the event.
I think, the single women need to come out, and working women at Tampa Bay, hey, we're working women, we're entrepreneurs. But it's Friday, May 10th at the HCC Performing Arts Building in Ybor. It starts at 8:30.
8:30 in the morning's registration, 9 o'clock the event kicks off.
Do they, let's see, you can go and get tickets. There's only like 13 left.
This morning there were 13. I think the last time when I left tonight, there were 6 tickets left.
6 tickets left in the silver package, right?
Yeah.
And if they want a discount, they can go to http:// what is that? Is that backslash? / bit.ly / capital J UNGLE capital K capital P capital I, and you can get
Jungle KPI.
Yes, Jungle KPI. Well, because
Say
it's
that
case
3 times
sensitive.
fast.
I know, right? I can't. They'll probably like, what? But I'll after this video is archived and everything, we can. I'll put it on the on the comments and stuff like
You know
that.
what you should do? Here's what we should do. Because they archive this. Remind me, and what we'll do is we'll put a special link up for if anybody wants to get a free copy of the book, Key Person of Influence. We'll give away a free book for anybody who says that they came to you from you.
Yeah,
How's that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So if anybody gets the last 6 tickets from the Dating Jungle discount, you get a free book. And so
No, even if they don't buy the ticket. We'll just give
they
anybody
just want a
who-
free
yeah.
book. Well,
if they
hey,
want a free
there you
book,
go.
we'll give them a free book.
Yeah, and maybe you can't make the event, because I had some people that really wanted to come and they couldn't make the event.
Yeah, there we go.
So
We're cool.
yeah, then I could give out to a couple of those people, and then like the next event isn't going to be for like another 4 months.
Yeah, we do them about every 3-4 months. Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds good. Now, are you going to keep doing it in Tampa, or are you going to do them like around like the U.S.?
We have the U.S. territory. We're going to be in 15 cities in the next 2 years. We're going to focus primarily on the East Coast. So the next event, what we'll do is we'll do 2 of them at the same time. One's going to be in Tampa. The other one's going to be Atlanta. And then after that, we're going to go Tampa, Atlanta, probably Charleston, someplace, I don't know. Probably D.C. And we'll just keep doubling it every single time.
Awesome. That sounds good. Because Tampa is, what is it? Forbes ranked it as a number 3 city.
Number 3 city in the country
Isn't
for
that awesome?
startup businesses. How badass is that?
That is so
Tampa.
cool. I know. That's why I moved here. I thought I moved here for love. I didn't move here for love. I moved here for business.
You know why? You want to know why I moved here?
Why?
Because I love Tampa people. I, honest to God, fell in love with the city, with the people.
Aw.
I was doing a seminar in some place over on the East Coast, Florida, and then I had another one in Atlanta, Georgia. This was 13 years ago. I was just getting ready to move to Denver, and I came here. My buddy at the time was living in Tampa, so I stayed here for 4 days in between cities. Fell in love with the people in Tampa. Moved here 3 weeks later. Love Tampa. Tampa.
You're
rocks.
welcome.
Yeah, love you, Tampa. Yep.
I just think the people here like were really friendly. We're open.
You know what I describe it? Here's the thing. It's Tampa is far enough north that everybody has the southern hospitality, and yet we're far enough south that we have the Miami look and the feel and the lifestyle of happiness and health and that kind of stuff. It's just like the perfect melt.
We're in the one
Utopia.
part of Florida where you have to drive to the north to get to the south.
Yeah, it's cool.
And the other cool fact I like, because I lived here for 11 years and I'm from Nebraska, and I moved here because I had some friends, living here. But through the 11 years of, the hurricane seasons, we don't get hit,
Nothing.
knock on wood. But, I was looking at the almanac and, the history of the hurricanes and where they hit. They come down around Key West.
It's got a hook. Yeah, it's got a hook real hard to get into Tampa.
Because, we have that little hook there, and it just never comes up there. It always bypasses. So this is like the safest place to live for, the whole weather-wise, too.
That's why I want to be mayor of Tampa someday.
Are you?
I seriously do. Someday, I'd like to run for mayor. So if you ever see a sign in somebody's yard that says Topher for mayor, remember it's that 44-year-old single guy with really deep-seated issues.
I vote for you.
Which means he's going to be a great mayor because he's not distracted by relationships.
Exactly, because you're going to be single forever? No, you're not going to be single forever.
Honestly, do you really think anybody wants to get a piece of this? This is problematic. Yeah.
I think you distract with your sense of humor, so then they don't really see all the core issues that are going on. Yeah, I have
walls. I've built
walls
them
and
up.
everything of distracting with humor. So you're just kind of catching people off guard.
Yeah.
You
I hang out
really-
with too many comedians. That's the problem.
Really, is that why?
Yeah.
So you weren't funny before, but you're funny because they rubbed off on you.
Well, oddly enough, most comedians are miserable people, so that's how we find the balance. And yeah, so
Are you miserable? You don't
well,
seem miserable.
I have the walls. I have my relationship walls up.
So that's why you're in the padded room, just in case.
Yeah. I genuinely feel at home in here. This is amazing.
That is
Black
hilarious.
padded walls.
Well, okay, so so the event on Friday is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like, how many people? Like 300?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah?
I think it's a little bit less than 3. I don't know exactly how many it holds. It's like 280, 275, something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't think I've actually been in that building yet.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's I haven't been there. I haven't hung out in downtown Tampa for a while since I'm all the way over Palm Harbor. I hate driving. If I didn't have a car, I would be a hermit. So no one would ever see me. That's why. But at least you have stuff that's local. There's nothing within walking distance of me.
Yeah, see, I can walk anywhere.
Yeah. So, well, if people do want to buy your book, they can go to Amazon.
Yeah, I've really sold the hell out of
and
that one, haven't I?
I know. Stop chasing perfection and settle for excellence, or just settle for craziness.
Yeah.
You should have put that. Stop chasing perfection and settle for padded walls.
There you go. It works wonderfully well. It's because it's hardback. So if you have like a wobbly table, once you're done reading it, stick that
Hey.
under, level crap out. I'm telling you, there's a lot of uses for this. Self-defense weapon, boom. It's multifunctional.
You can throw it. I have a funny thing. We were talking on this cruise and we were joking around about, I can't remember what, like there was an app for everything. And I go,
Hey, by the way,
there's-
did your one loyal listener, did he call in? I'm a little
No,
hurt that
I know
he didn't call.
He wrote on I don't know if you saw on the promotional thing I did on Facebook. He said he couldn't because he was out dancing. He's really big into like into what, but he would have utilized some of this advice because he's also single. Never married. He's 27. What kind of advice could you offer for a 27-year-old, never been married? He's kind of just getting out there into like the dating world, and he's kind of new. Like, what kind of advice would you give him?
Well, okay, first off, whatever advice I give right now, run the opposite direction. Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb right now for me. Whatever is going to come out of my mouth right now, dude, do the opposite, okay? What I would tell him is I would tell him to just be himself.
Boom.
Don't be yourself, dude. If you're 27 and single, you don't want to hear that right now. Put your best foot forward.
Yeah, he needs to put his best foot. He's actually a client of mine. I do these wing woman sessions with him. Where
What sessions?
A wing woman.
Oh,
I do female hitch and wing woman sessions.
You go
I do.
out and you are the wing woman.
Yeah, I'm like
Oh,
Hitch,
dude.
like the movie. Yeah, I do all different kinds of stuff. I do like mock dating,
Yeah.
where like maybe I could help you with this. So the guy takes me on a date. We pretend like it's all like a date. He pays me, and then I tell him everything he did wrong. So
Really?
it's like
Wait,
feedback.
that's not a wing woman.
No. I said that's all different. I have like
Oh.
the mock dating. I do the wing woman, and I do the female hitch.
No kidding.
Yeah, I do it.
That's a brilliant niche.
I know, because you need to help people in the environment. And that's how I've been helping Nathan, is out in the environment. I went out with him to McDenton's a couple weeks ago, and I didn't realize how much work we really needed to
Is
have
he
done.
nervous when he goes out on dates?
He's very nervous.
All right, so
He's very
I can
shy.
give him some advice. Okay.
Okay.
So what's his name?
Nathan.
Nathan, talk slow. Chicks dig that. Just lay it back, talk a little slower, do the opposite of what I've been doing this entire radio program. I'm talking a million miles an hour. Just slow down the speech, relax.
Yeah. It was good because that's the only thing with these sessions is that I'm working with them in the environment. So I see exactly what they're doing, and then I'll be like, okay, don't do this, do that, act like this, act like that. A woman wants you to do this, don't approach that way,
Yeah.
because you see how they are in the moment. Where if I'm just sitting down here,
Does he text them after the date?
I don't know. He was only with one girl that he was kind of talking to for a little bit, and I was working him through that because he was thinking that like they're exclusive. I'm like, no, this girl's out dating other guys. Because I actually saw her at a party, like
Go for the
get
takeaway,
numbers.
dude. Go for the takeaway.
What's the takeaway?
The takeaway?
What's that?
Oh, I can't tell you about the takeaway. That's like one of the men's best techniques.
Oh, you mean to like isolate, dominate?
No, just like act like you don't care.
Oh,
The
well, that's just
takeaway.
being like,
Yeah.
why is that the takeaway? That's just being like
The thing was like,
nonchalant.
yeah, I was like, well, you know, the takeaway is like, oh, you Thursday? No, sorry. Got something going on.
All
Do
right.
the takeaway.
Well, so if anyone is interested in any of my sessions that I do locally here in the Tampa Bay area, they can find me on my website, it's TaraRichter.com.
That's a brilliant idea.
Thank you. I think it's an awesome niche. It's just like the movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you can sign up for those services online on my website. You can go and get my books on datingjunglebook.com, which I have two. You can find me on Amazon.
Do you do that with
just-
women too, or do you just do it
Yeah.
with dudes?
Actually, I helped a woman also. I was just out with her after a lock and key event, and I noticed the way she was interacting with men. And then when we did our coaching session, I was like, no. I was just sitting there like, no, don't do it. So, it's helping her get some feedback of what she was doing wrong as well.
Man, if dudes don't have game, that's a great service.
It is. It's awesome. And then a lot of the wing woman is just me dressing up, going out with them because, when a guy goes out with a good-looking girl, it raises their stock
Raises
up.
their stock. Their stock
and then
goes up.
girls are like,
Yeah.
wow, he's with that chick.
Yeah.
How did he get her? And
It's
girls
like
are
female Facebook friends. A
Yeah.
female Facebook friend is worth like 10 guy friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the stock's way better.
Yep. Well, we're at the end of another episode of The Dating Jungle Finding Love with our special guest, Topher.
Special needs guest.
Or I like to call you Tofu. And
Works for me.
so we thank you for tuning in. And, like I said, you can find us on all of our websites. You can like us on Facebook, datingjungle.com. Find my blog on Tampa, datingjunglewordpress.com. And hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
Cool. Thanks so much for letting me be on, by the way.
Yeah.
Had a fun time.
It was awesome.
Cool.
Thanks for being on.
I am someone who is looking for love. Real love. Ridiculous, inconvenient, consuming. Can't live without each other love.
Everyone is looking for love, yet not everyone can find it. Join me, Tara Richter, certified